Before we begin our guided journey, I will invite you to really take the time and space that you need to go deep with this offering. So, if you don't have 20 or 30 minutes right now to do this meditation and then take some time for reflection or journaling, you can go ahead and save this video for later and return to it at a later time when you are able to find a quiet, private place, when you are able to perhaps light some candles or some incense and really enter a sacred space to go deep with this guided journey. So I invite you to close your eyes or simply lower them if that's more comfortable to you. And imagine that you are outside. It is early morning and you are walking through the woods. It's late winter all around you, and although there is still snow on the ground, the sunlight above you on this bright morning feels very warm on your face. So take a moment now in your mind to really feel this sunlight. Notice how it makes you feel, and notice how this liminal space between winter and spring feels in your body. Now I want you to imagine that you are walking down a forest path on this bright winter morning. Look to your left, look to your right, and see a mix of evergreen trees and the bare branches of deciduous trees. And notice all of this sunlight streaming through the bare branches and glittering and glinting off of tiny icicles at the end of every twig. And just know as you look around you that underneath each icicle is a tight bud gathering energy to grow and then eventually open into a green leaf. As you walk deeper and deeper into this forest, take a moment to look down at your own feet as you walk. What clothes are you wearing? What shoes are you wearing? Are you dressed in normal clothing? Are you wearing something ceremonial like a cloak or a robe? What does the path look like under your feet? Perhaps you are walking on snow, perhaps wet leaves, perhaps crunchy frozen mud. And as you continue walking down this forest path, look down as you place one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other. When you look up again at the path in front of you, you suddenly lock eyes with an animal just a couple yards in front of you. What is this animal? What animal do you see before you? Take a moment to notice its size, its features, and as you look at this animal, realize that it is offering itself to you as a guide. Look into its eyes for just a moment more, and then as it turns around and begins to walk, you begin to follow. Follow this animal guide deeper and deeper and deeper into the forest. The trees become thicker and thicker, making it darker and darker all around you. still you have no trouble following your guide, and you notice that you have lost track of the path, that you are simply wandering through the forest with your animal guiding you. You are moving deeper and deeper into the forest, and just when you think that the trees couldn't become any thicker and the sky couldn't become any darker, the sunlight starts to return. The trees start to become thinner and thinner again until finally you make your way to the edge of the forest where it meets an open field. As you stand at the edge of this field, your animal guide lays down on the ground and curls up to wait for you to explore this new scene. Take a moment now to look out into this open field. Notice that the field isn't flat, but is instead covered in rolling hills and slopes, as you might see in Ireland. The grass is still very green, but it's covered in a morning frost that is just beginning to melt into sparkling dew. Inhale deeply as you feel the brisk air refreshing you. In the center of this field, a little ways out from where you are standing, is a single tree. Its bare, icy branches glinting in the sun. And directly to the right of this tree is a large well made out of stone or crystal. Take a moment now to examine this well. Walk a bit closer toward it as you look. Is this well simply a round circle shape, or is there a more ornate structure built around it? What kind of stone or crystal is the well made out of? Does it look like a worn ancient structure that has been there for centuries? Does it look like something perfect and mystical, as if from a dream? As you look at this well, perhaps you notice a symbol or an image carved into some part of it. Approach a bit closer and take a moment to notice this symbol or image. What is it that you see carved into the face of this great well before you? As you move closer, notice that this well is much larger than you thought at first. And as you draw closer, decide that you will lean over its edge and look inside. As you do so, you are surprised to find not water, but a steep spiral staircase leading down under the ground. Just as you are working up the courage to climb inside and walk down these stairs, you suddenly sense that someone is approaching you. Look up and notice a woman approaching you from the other side of the well. She is smiling and she means no harm. And as she draws closer to you, watch as she approaches the bare tree that is still to your left. As you stand up straight, you watch this woman reach down to her pocket and pull out a ribbon or a strip of cloth. She smiles at you and then turns toward the tree and begins to tie her ribbon to one of the twigs. And as she does this, she seems to be muttering a prayer or incantation of some kind. And as you watch this curious sight, the woman finishes her task, turns towards you, and hands you a ribbon of your own. Look down into your hand. What color is this ribbon that you are now holding? Is it a solid color? Does it have a pattern? Is it very long or very short? What does this fabric feel like in your hand? And when you look up to question the woman, you find that she has disappeared. Instinctively, you turn toward the tree and begin to tie your ribbon to one of its branches. Look down and watch your hands as they make this tying motion, and as you do so, allow yourself to intuit an answer to this question. What old wound are you ready to heal? What old wound are you ready to heal? Do not worry if nothing specific comes to mind. Simply feel this wish for healing. Imagine this wish filling up your heart chakra as you tie your ribbon to the tree. And imagine that all of your wounds, all of your pain, all of your shadows are being burned up now in your heart chakra, transmuted into pure light and loving awareness. Take one more moment to finish tying your ribbon and making this sincere wish for healing. And then, when you are ready, turn back toward the well. Approach the well, climb up and over the edge, and find yourself standing at the top of the spiral staircase. When you are ready, begin to walk down the stairs, spiraling around and around and around the walls of the well, going deeper and deeper and deeper underground, your eyes adjusting as you spiral farther and farther away from the sunlight, until eventually your path becomes lit by candlelight all around you, until finally you reach the bottom of the staircase, which opens out into a vast temple. This temple is completely lit up by 1,000 glimmering white candles. In the center of the temple is a great cauldron brimming with fire. All around you there are priestesses, some stoking this great fire, others making offerings at altars, and still others sitting in reverence at the feet of the goddess of springtime, who you suddenly realize is staring directly at you. Take a moment now to examine the goddess as she appears before you, standing beside the cauldron. What color is her hair, her skin, her eyes? Notice what she is wearing and what color. And as you take in this vision of the goddess, you look directly into her eyes, and you suddenly get the feeling that she already knows exactly who you are. Telepathically, the goddess invites you to draw closer to her. As you do, you feel the heat from her great cauldron warming you. As you approach the cauldron, you notice that the goddess also has with her all the tools of smithcraft, and that this cauldron is also her forge, where she presides as creatrix. This cauldron is the womb of all things, of life itself. As you look into the eyes of the goddess, she says to you wordlessly, "Now it is your turn to create." And she hands you a bowl of water. Look down in your hands as you receive this vessel. Notice what it looks like. What is it made out of? Is it simple or ornate? What does it feel like in your hand? Look into the water. Watch its ripples and reflections. Let your eyes go soft and allow visions to begin to form there. Watch as all your goals and intentions begin to appear, all the things you want to achieve this year, all the patterns from the past you want to shift into new patterns. As you gaze into the water, you realize that you are seeing these visions not with your eyes, but with your third eye, the sixth chakra. Once you notice this, you start to feel some sensation in this chakra, perhaps heat, perhaps pulsation, perhaps perfect calm. You can feel how this energy is connected through the crown chakra up into the spiritual realms and the heavenly realms, and is connecting you to the all that is. Resist the temptation to let this third eye energy move up, and instead move it down through the throat chakra and down into your heart. Hold the visions from your third eye in your heart as you turn your attention to your second chakra, the sacral chakra, your own womb space, your own cauldron of creation. Start to notice some sensation there. It might feel similar or it might feel different from the sensation you felt in your third eye. As you feel into this energy, start to imagine how it will feel to achieve your goals. Notice that you are able to look beyond each goal and focus on how you want to feel. Focus on the essence of the goal, the essence of your most authentic, embodied life. Generate this feeling in your womb space. Feel it taking root there. Notice any fear that might be cropping up. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of the power to manifest your dreams, to manifest your own reality. Now feel how your womb energy is connected to the ground and release your fear, release your feelings of contraction down into the earth, to the great mother who is always holding you. As you release this fear out of your root chakra, resist the urge to release all of your energy downward and instead take the generative, fertile energy in your sacral chakra, in your womb space, and move it up into your solar plexus, up higher into your heart chakra. When this creative womb energy meets with your visionary third eye energy in the center of your heart, tip the vessel in your hands up toward your mouth and drink deeply of these holy waters. As you drink this cool and nourishing water, you feel a spark inside your heart, an instantaneous alchemical transmutation like a seed cracking, and you know that you are forever changed. And in this moment now, you hear the voice of the goddess saying to you out loud, "You have received the seed of what? What seed have you received?" The goddess continues, "I call into being within you the gift of what? What gift have you received?" Do not worry if no words come to mind. Simply receive this inner knowing now. Know that you have received everything you need in this moment. Imagine yourself looking up at the goddess and into her eyes once more. She beckons you to hand her the empty vessel, and in return, she hands you a magical object from her forge. What is this object that the goddess has handed you? Look down at your hands and examine it closely. As you do so, know that your time in this temple has come to a close. Bid farewell to the goddess, and then turn away from the cauldron, turn back toward the spiral staircase, and then begin to climb the stairs higher and higher, spiraling around and around the well until the sunlight becomes brighter and brighter, until finally you emerge reborn and climb over the side of the well, back into the field. And when you are ready, you can walk back toward the edge of the forest where your animal guide is waiting patiently to lead you.